Hey everybody, this is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York with Kamal and Professor Omar. Professor
Hello.
Omar has the SPX on the screen for us, and he's talking about it forming an ascending wedge, which is a very bearish pattern. And I think you're short-term bearish and very long-term bearish, right?
Absolutely. Um, well, usually the tops take time to form, so it's very likely to take at least 2-3 months before we see something really meaningful in terms of decline.
Do you think we're going to go from the upper trend line down to the lower one for a little short-term downward move?
Uh, you see here what I draw here. Let me just go through these things, right?
Go ahead.
Um, so the first thing, the big channel here, right? So
Yeah,
this is SPX. The
yeah,
same thing, you can draw exactly the same thing for SPY.
right,
Again, I'm using just SPX because it's a lot cleaner than
right,
SPY,
right.
and also just because that's I'm used to this, so it's almost like when you use something you don't change. So if you draw this channel here, right, and then you just take the channel up to this pivot here, and you see it exactly what I predicted. I don't know, like a week or two ago, that we're gonna reach 40 to 60, and then we're gonna head south, and we are exactly there, 40 to 60 there. And well, the way it's acting now, probably we're gonna get 1 or 2 more days up. We could even, like, penetrate a little bit this channel and just break it on the upside, and then we're gonna get a 2-3% drop
It has, it
to
has
the.
yet, it has yet to penetrate that upward channel.
Yes, I think it's gonna happen. It's very likely. Usually that's what it does. It breaks that uptrend, that trend line on the uptrend line,
Okay.
and then it turns down, like, you get 2-3 days that more than 1% drop, probably, something like at least 2-3% decline, correction
Oh,
to
okay.
the 50-day MA.
I've been calling for 3 to 5% corrections. That's what we're getting. That's what we've been getting.
Yeah, and I think we're pretty much in agreement. I mean, from what we spoke yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And probably just where we're gonna start dropping, we diverge there. Otherwise, we have a little bit the same vision. So what I see here is, we're gonna get to drop to 50-day moving average around 50, something like that, or around 5,000, or around 500 on SPY. And the 50-day moving average is going to be both, very likely. So we're gonna go again and make a new high. Then we're gonna get decline, a 10% decline, if my analysis is correct,
Look,
of
you're
course.
looking at it maybe 530, 540 for the decline to begin.
The decline, no, actually,
No, the 10% decline.
yeah, somewhere, yeah, around there, like 5,300, 5,400. Yeah, definitely. We could even, like, get something like double top, and
Okay.
then head south. Usually, this kind of things, you know them when they happen. You cannot really predict by precisely. It's extremely difficult to
Right.
predict precisely. But you look at the chart, 15 minutes or 1 hour, and whenever a reversal, you see a reversal, it's happening. So
Okay.
yeah,
You'll,
and
you'll let us know when the beginning of the 10% decline is about to start.
absolutely, of course. I may be wrong, of course. Okay, you have always to take that into
As,
account.
as long as I know you, which is a long time now, about 15 years, I think, right?
Yeah,
You've only been wrong a couple of times, so
well, well, that's nice.
it's true.
So
Comes to the general market direction, you're like never wrong.
yeah, I tend to get it right. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes actually I am biased a little bit to the short side.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little bit pessimistic. I learned to be more optimistic on your contact, to be frank. So
I'm usually very optimistic.
yeah, you are very optimistic. So we have to, it's like, we have to mix and uh, the
Now,
analysis and get something,
Kamal is also on the optimistic side, right, Kamal?
Yes.
That's good. I mean, it's better to be on the optimistic side than the pessimistic side because the market in general is going up no matter what, right? I
Right.
mean, so far at least since 29. So
Now, you also have a chart on Bitcoin. Do you want to show us that?
a Bitcoin, I was completely wrong on that. I didn't think it would go that high. Definitely. I don't remember even where we talked about the Bitcoin here, but where is that?
I have a chart on Bitcoin as well, but I'm
Yeah.
curious to see yours.
I yeah. I didn't really look at it too much, but
Does it look like
as we talked last time, I mean, the only thing now that it broke out up, I think the only thing that can um, stop this would be just connecting these two big turning points here, right?
yeah?
Then it gives you something like 90,000. I'm sorry, sometimes my mouse doesn't.
Does it look like a big cup and handle?
Yeah, something like this, right? So it's gonna go actually, whatever. So it's gonna go to somewhere to 90,000 or something like that. So, but not very far from there.
Well,
So
90,000 is you're talking like what everyone is saying. You're in the majority at this point.
yeah, so
Usually you're in usually that's not the case. You usually say
yeah. When everybody is have the same prediction is always it's never almost never happens. Yeah,
right. Well, the prediction now is 90, 95, 100, that kind of.
really. Well,
So everybody, it's like one mind, including me. But I was early, right, Kamal? I was very early to say that.
True.
I was expecting it actually to get to at the beginning. I was expecting it to get to like 12,000 when it was more than 45,000, and it get to 15,000. I was still waiting for 12,000, so I missed all the run.
Yeah,
Uh,
we
yeah, that's again the same thing. You never just try to get the exact thing because no one does it.
I've been in MicroStrategy since about two since it was about 200. Now it's like it hit 1800 the other day.
Uh,
Selling into now, I'm selling into strength.
yeah, I think it's time. I mean, again, I'm biased on the short side, but again, what I think is going to happen is that we're going to get the 10% decline. Then you're going to get like 15-20% another leg up, like the one we had just since October.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be exactly the same. Then we're going to see the top. Usually that's what happens. Usually.
Everybody
Maybe this time is different.
just said it. We're back on the S&P 500. In case people are wondering,
Say it again. Sorry.
this is back to the original chart.
Yeah. This is the. So yeah, I mean we get the 10% drop to the 200 moving average, and then you're gonna get another leg up. Then it's very like again the way it's going to go up. You're gonna know whether it's setting up a top or it's a real leg like the one we had before.
Yeah.
It's you cannot know a priori. It's very difficult. It's always the way it goes up or the way it goes down that tells you exactly whether it's a top or it's just a pullback.
Changing
It's
the subject for a moment. Did you hear about the Apple news today?
no.
The government is going after Apple just like they did in Europe. And the remedy was to allow more than one app store so that they can't get their 30%. 30%.
Antitrust thing,
Huh?
antitrust laws or something like that.
You know, they take 30% of every of all the vendors.
Yeah.
So it's a monopoly, and they're going after them now in this country. Kamal, do you know more about it? Can you elaborate on that?
So basically, anybody who writes an app, they want to put it in the app store. Apple takes, like you said, a percentage. Okay, so it's a monopoly. Like there is no other way to put any app except through the app store, which Apple controls it, and they have to take a percentage out of it. So they want to diversify that, have like different app stores or something like that. But I don't think there's other companies that would want to do that right now.
Apple was down like $7.50 today, right?
Yeah, I got hurt really badly today because I have tons of Apple stocks.
I have tons of Apple too. It was not a pleasant experience today. And I think basically anytime a company gets really big, the government goes after it.
Right. So
Yeah,
what do
I
you
mean,
think, Professor? How do you see Apple going?
So yeah, this is the Apple chart. Yesterday it was at the 40. What did we look at? We looked at it yesterday. It was
38.2 on the Fibonacci.
38.2 Fib resistance. So it bounced away back down right off of it, like true to form. It bounced right down today. That's amazing how those Fib numbers hold up. Who knew there would be news the next day, But it stopped. Right. It stopped exactly at the 38.2 retrace yesterday. When we were on the show on Monday, we saw that, right?
Yeah.
The fibs work. I mean, they work because everybody is watching them. I mean, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's just amazing that they always seem to work. It's amazing. So, what else did I want to talk about today? I forget. Apple we talked about, S&P, Bitcoin.
So you think Apple's going to go further down, or it was a big whiplash today and it's going to recover? I think it's going to recover a little bit.
Omar's good at this. Omar, your opinion?
It's not an easy thing. I mean, we are approaching here a very strong support at 165, and of course, if that 165 is broken, then we are really in a big trouble somehow.
Then we go down to the moving average.
At least even weekly 200. What is that? Yeah, weekly 200. Even you go down to weekly 200, so 150.
So I noticed you have a chart for years. Can you do like a chart for like 6 months or maybe 3 months so we could see what's going to happen in the near term?
Blow it up.
What? I'm sorry.
Blow it up, yeah, so we can see the candles.
Like you mean on the daily?
Chart. Yeah.
Daily chart?
Do a 6 month chart.
6 months. I don't. This is the only way I do myself. Like this.
Which is fine. This is good.
That's good. You can see it much better.
If you look at the daily, is definitely down.
Is this an engulfing candle today? No,
it's not. But the daily is definitely downtrend.
Yeah.
Now you have to look at the weekly, and the weekly, if we continue like that next week and we go down below 165, then this is in trouble.
Yeah. I don't think it will. I think it's a buying opportunity because
I agree with Dr. J. Yeah, I think it's a buying opportunity. I think this will, like it got beat up a lot today because of the news, and it will recover some tomorrow.
Yeah, I think with news like this, after all, till the government moves, it's going to take years to win the case.
Again, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if we bounce before breaking 165, then it's okay. It's going to be a pullback. If
Right.
you go continue like this, go below 165, that would be a reversal. I
Yes.
don't know exactly what's the future. I mean, of course, Apple, who's going to think that Apple is going to be in trouble? No one.
Right.
But maybe the entire stock market in that case would be in trouble, not only Apple.
Well, Apple, Apple's falling a little bit behind. They need to rely on Google for their AI. They're entering in a partnership with Google to get Genesis, the Google AI. So they're a little bit behind the eight ball.
Mm.
Anyway, Apple is going to take a lot to bring Apple down.
Of course, just like again the same thing as what happened to Microsoft, right? They you remember Explorer, um, the antitrust laws and so on. They break it down, right? And still, Microsoft is one of the most expensive style, whatever.
I mean, who knows how big a seller the Vision Pro is going to be? It might be vast. The Vision Pro, the goggle,
Yeah,
it might be a very big seller. Maybe, potentially.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Omar only knows from graphs. He doesn't know from the business end.
That's all I'm look. I don't have time to look at is individual company what they do and their business model and so on. I
Right.
wish I could. Uh, I don't. I have absolutely no clue.
Right. I'm just going to show the one shot and then we'll call it a day. I'm going to show MicroStrategy. I want your opinion on that. So we'll take you off on the chart
Okay.
and I'll put myself on.
Yeah.
Just this one shot. My strategy has been to sell MicroStrategy on rallies now and move into IBIT. That's today I sold some and I bought IBIT. And I did pretty good in my timing for selling it today. As you can see, the ugly candle today, right?
Yeah, top wick is too long.
Yeah, very ugly. But I was fortunate to sell above pretty high. I don't remember exactly where, 1650, something like that. What was the high of the day? 1704. I didn't get that high, but I did okay. I sold at about 1650, a chunk of it, and I bought IBIT. Now, I think potentially they could retest this 1219 area. You see the candle that it put in 3 days ago?
Yes,
I think that could be retested.
I agree with that.
That would be like 1230.
Which one is this? Is microcomputer or
This,
Microsoft.
this,
mstr? Okay.
you see that candle from 3 days ago? I think it's heading back down to that level.
Ouch.
That's what I think. But I think that area holds, and then we're going to rally to new highs. I don't think Bitcoin collapses. I think Bitcoin stays, in the trading range, maybe 63 to 73.
Yeah, it's very likely. Yeah. Again, but the only thing is that if the market has to go down, Bitcoin will be first.
Well, we were debating that the other day. What's going to lead the way down, SPY or Bitcoin?
Usually, it's always tech that leads the way down. And if you look, actually, even now, the Qs are lagging a little bit.
Yeah,
And if you look also the same thing for the channel, that big channel,
yeah.
the Qs are forming exactly the same one.
Let's take a look at the Qs. I got it right here.
Dr. J, I have to drop out right now.
All right, very good, Kamal. Good seeing
care.
you. We're going to wrap
Welcome,
it up.
Nice to meet you,
Right.
Professor.
We're going to
Take care.
wrap it up right here.
welcome.
Bye.
This is the channel that you're talking about for the cues.
I mean the big one. No, if you can how we call this,
Shrink it.
shrink it a little bit and make yeah, shrink it more.
Tighten
Not
it up.
that. No, the time. Take the what is that? Hold on 1 second. Sometimes I lose my words.
What do you want me
Uh,
to? You want me to tighten it up?
Hold on. Let me show. Let me find the thing. Now you just throw the channel between the low of October. Okay.
I got it. I got that right now. Yeah, I see that. That's the beginning of my channel.
Oh, well, yeah, October 2023 and October 22.
Oh,
Just
okay.
the
Me too
just
is
those two lows. Yeah.
yeah.
And then you connect them together. Then you go to the top one. Yeah, the one down there.
I got
October
I got it. Yeah. All right. So let me just get a line. I'll do that.
from all the way down there. Uh,
Come
of
on.
course, not that one, but the other one. That's fine. Then to the October of that, and then you do the same thing, parallel line on that the pivot that was before that. See what I'm talking about? No,
A line where?
another line just on
This one?
parallel to that one. No, on the pivot that happened in July 2023, or what is that? Yeah, August 2023.
August 212.
Yeah, that high there. You draw a parallel line,
Okay.
and you're gonna see we are right there too. So just draw a parallel line to the one you drew before.
It's hard
Just
to.
make it parallel. That's why I like trading view is a lot better with when
Should
it
have
comes
made
to
it a
trading.
channel, you know.
Huh?
I should have made it a channel.
Yahoo is extremely difficult to draw channel. Yeah, that's what you should have done.
Yeah.
Yahoo is very yeah, there you go. Something like that. But if you draw it very well, you're gonna see it's almost perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other, we are getting to the upper channel, the
Right.
upper trend line,
I
and
see,
you expect some
see,
correction from
I see what you're saying.
yeah, and pretty much almost the same thing. If you go IWM, there is a channel also, predefined channel. If you go to pretty much all of them, XBI, it looks to me like a false breakout.
Uh-huh.
Because if you look at it was an impressive breakout XBI, and no matter which day you think you take as a breakout, we went below the you see here,
This
no
is
matter
uh,
which day is the breakout, any day you take, we went
the
below.
only thing I can see immediately is where the floor is on this. That's obvious. I mean, on any pullback, it looks this tremendous support right in here.
Yeah, but we likely go down because the most important here is this. You look at the breakout. If you draw the same thing what you did now, Jerry,
Yeah.
draw it as the breakout on the breakout pivot there, on the breakout high, just on the top. Not there, down. Yeah, yeah, a horizontal line. Yes, there, a horizontal line there. You see?
Horizontal.
Put a horizontal line right there. Oops, you should have just taken the horizontal line.
Oh, I see what you meant.
Yeah, yeah, like that. So you see the breakout bar there, either the big one or even the small one before. But you see, we went below it. Usually, when you violate the low of the breakout bar, usually it's a high chance it's a failed breakout. It's a false breakout.
So you think the breaking above this high is not going to hold, not going to continue up.
It's likely, even if it continues, it's gonna stall. It's likely it's gonna trade water there and then ultimately go a little bit a lot lower. That's
To the,
what I think. Okay, I don't know.
to the 86 area.
Sorry.
86 looks like good support.
Yeah, that's the first steps. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to take a long time.
Right.
But usually XBI, if you look at all previous recessions, all previous XBI always rallies before everything else,
Yeah.
and then it tanks the a lot more than everything else. So
It's strange being on making calls on the downside for me. But I agree with you. I think the market is in a precarious state right now, not just XBI, not just SPX, but all investments, even Bitcoin, probably on shaky ground.
even the economy doesn't seem, doesn't look very well. And there's one indicator for me. I look at the New York subway. You
Yeah.
just go to the New York subway and you see something is not going right. So
Okay. I'm not going to read into that. I haven't been in the New York subway in 40 years, so I'm
okay, that's why.
not going to read into it. Have a great day. Thanks for
Bye
coming.
bye. Ciao, Jerry. Always great to see you.